Welcome to Talk Theory. It's your host, Kiara Barnes, where I talk all things life, what makes us human, and what makes us superhuman. Sit back, relax, and join me for a chat. Hey, hello. How's everyone doing? It is your host, Kiara Barnes. And I'm looking forward to getting into today's episode of Talk Theory. We're going to turn a little spotlight, onto something that, I think we all need at some point in our lives. Just giving ourselves a little grace, a little compassion through the journey of healing. Let's just get into it, I say. Let's kick things off. Okay. By talking about the magic ingredient that we often forget, and that is self-compassion. It's like giving yourself a warm hug when you need it most. What does self-compassion mean to you? To me, it's giving yourself the grace and space to be able to process something and or get through something without being hard on yourself. And I just feel like everyone seems to be their own worst critic. And I feel like we've definitely all been trained and programmed to just really harp on ourselves more than anyone else. And it does more harm than good, of course. And especially when you're doing any self-healing or self-improvement work, it's already hard enough to have to sift through uncomfortable feelings or thoughts and get to the bottom of anything, even emotional trauma. So when you're being self-critical on top of that, no. It's going to make the whole process even more difficult for you. But when you're giving yourself that space to actually process and giving yourself love, you're going to be able to just navigate all of those twists and turns of healing in the best way possible. And healing to me is definitely not a linear path. Okay. There are a lot of ups and downs and unexpected turns. Okay. U-turns sometimes. There's things that I'm even going through now that were not a problem in the past, and the same vice versa. For example, I recently found some old journals, and I'm going to be real. At first I was in shock. These journals are from, I don't even know, maybe how long? Maybe 8 years ago, maybe. But at the time, I was going through some really, really tough and emotional kinds of things at the time. And it made me super emotional to look back at it. And at first, I just honestly wanted to throw them away, super quick. I was like, oh, this is a lot. Because I was just feeling a sense of shame for the things that I was going through, which is kind of wild. And I kind of had to stop myself and remind myself that it's okay. It's okay. I had the tools that I had then, and that's all I had. And I was getting through it the best way that I could. And I think also when you're really young too, and you're still figuring out who you are, and not that I'm saying that I'm, elderly or old now, and that's all beautiful as well. But I think at least before even entering mid-20s, right, and moving upwards, there's so much that you're doing for the first time, whether that be you have roommates for the first time, or you get your first apartment where it's just you there, or you're paying bills, or going through your first real relationship, all these things. And I was just and also I think because so much time has passed, so much has happened that I forgot about going through a lot of those things. And so of course, like seeing that again, I was like, whoa, that's intense. Um, but I was just having to say to myself, like, look how far you've come and look where you are now. And all the things that I did to get me to who I am now and where I'm at now is something to be proud of. And so, not to look at that in shame, but with love, that I still continued to strive, that I still continued, despite the things that were going on, still knew that there was better ahead. Um, so for a sec, let's get real about the whole annoying inner critic. Okay, that can sabotage our progress. I want to talk, some strategies to quiet that negative voice, replace it with some more compassion, some more understanding. Um, for one, we need to recognize what our actual voice sounds like. And what I mean with that is it's not abnormal to have one or like two different dialogues, sometimes more, depending on how busy, your week might be. But what I'm trying to say is there's always more than one thought happening at a time. And really, it's our job to let go of the ones that just don't serve us. And I've definitely been practicing this a ton with the actor strike and the writer strike still. In lieu, it's easy to feel anxiety and stress about what the future looks like. And if I'm doing all the things I could be doing right now, that's it. And it's just to stress myself out any further, it doesn't make sense. And so a lot of the time throughout the day, I'm shifting my focus, rewording a lot of my inner dialogue. I think for a while there, I just simply got used to telling myself a story of the way that things were going down for me and what were happening. And it just wasn't really helping me move forward in any way. And I had to catch myself and remind myself that the thoughts that are making me feel bad or low energy are not supportive thoughts. Like, it sounds crazy, but if we don't check in with ourselves, then these thoughts will just continue on. And that I just need to let them go and ask to see something in a different way. And just by like even stating that out loud releases so much resistance to however things are feeling in the moment, because you know that, okay, this is just a moment. All right. Like this is just a feeling and it will pass. But doing this helps you stay on track. So for me, I've recently found the most effective thing I can do immediately is to write. So if I'm out and about and I have a sec, or I pull out my phone and just write whatever through my notes app and just feel through it, I find that gets me to a place of regulation and back on track so much faster than anything else. And also just being able to write my thoughts out creates a ton of space in my head. It like affords me even the chance to just take a deep breath, because I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. Let me reset and give my mind some space to go from uneasy to calm. And, I will say sometimes healing can feel like stumbling through a dark tunnel. And as cheesy as that sounds, there's always a little light waiting at the end. My mother literally said this to me. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like a few weeks ago when I was having a total breakdown. So I'm being real with you guys. Like I think we're all just processing a lot and a lot is changing. And so like I get it. And I just want to be authentic with you guys that I think sometimes like within the self-help space or healing space, it can feel like the host or whoever you're following, like, oh my gosh, their whole life is totally perfect and whatever. And I'm here to tell you that I have a lot of ups and downs, and that's part of life. And feeling things out is normal. Um, not every moment is full of sunshine and rainbows, and that's healthy. That's just regulation of human life. Jeremy Pope, actually, he's this really great younger actor, and he was talking with a bunch of other actors for this roundtable interview. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter. And, they were all together discussing how to get through the ups and downs of the industry, because let me tell you, when the highs are high, they are so intensely high because it's like so fast paced and like, we're doing this project and there's so much energy, right? So it's like very high. And so the littlest bit of difference in energy can sometimes feel devastating. And so, he said he was going through a really down period patch when it came to work and feeling super down, and was speaking to his therapist about this exactly. And she told him if everything was consistently one way forever, that would be called a flat line. But as you actually live life and have experiences, you have an active lifeline, and that's something to celebrate. If we're looking in the terms of a heartbeat, right? There's ups and downs. If there's no heartbeat, then you flatline. And so it's something to celebrate, to see those peaks and valleys. It means that you're living, and to normalize the ups and downs. And navigating through it can look messy and not cute at times, but that's part of the process. And the more we allow ourselves to just be and not shame ourselves through this life, the easier it gets and the less personal you take everything. Again, I am working on all of this right now. No one is perfect, but we can strive to feel better so that we can be better, And also, I just feel like there's a phrase that we all hear a lot, and that is self-care, self-care, self-care. But how often do we truly practice that? Like, honestly, how often do we actually get rest when our body is telling us to get rest? How often do we take ourselves to go get that massage because it's been who knows how long since the last time you had someone care for your body? Guys, I went to the chiropractor for the first time in over like 2 years, and I'm freaking sore. Okay, that he was like, yeah, you need to come back again like next week for another adjustment. I was cracking so loud, but I really needed it, And so it's like stuff like this that, matters and means something. That readjustment took not even 20 minutes when it was all said and done, but it felt amazing, and it could also be like, I don't know, cooking for yourself, your favorite meal, or maybe watching that movie that always puts you in a good mood. Whatever it is for you, there are always a few thoughts that come to you throughout your day that if you did them, it would make you feel good, right? Or more supported, whether that be working out, taking a nice warm shower, reading a book. Everyone has something. And the point is to do things that nurture your mind and make you feel loved and supported. And I also think it's worth noting, at least, that no journey is without its setbacks. And healing is no exception. Setbacks are opportunities for growth. And also to not be so doomsday about, a quote unquote setback. The moment is literally just sitting you back. That's it. To take a breath, reconfigure. If something didn't go the way you planned, feel that through. All right. Those feelings will lead you to inspired action. And there's been a few times where I've had to take a second and breathe. I can always feel myself right before my head is about to spin off. And like where I just go completely out of whack. I just know. And so the more that I get conscious of my feelings and my body, I can recognize those cues and give myself space to see the moment as something other than, something horrible or stressful. And also, I'm just giving it no power to rule over me or my feelings. And in fact, I take the power back by just saying, okay, you know what? All right, fine. Letting it be whatever it might be. And every time I do that, a solution is brought to me pretty soon after. And that's just the truth. I do want to end this on a high note. You know what I mean? I want us to be good vibes. Because this can get deep. But definitely celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Remember that healing is a journey and every step forward is a victory worth acknowledging. You waking up and creating your own reality, reprogramming thoughts that maybe aren't as helpful to you to be more helpful, making an effort, loving yourself through it all is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. Okay. This was cute, guys. This was really cute. Thank you for joining me in this sweet little heartfelt chat about just giving ourselves grace through healing, giving ourselves love. Okay, the theory of the week is this. By embracing self-compassion, you are opening the door to a brighter, more resilient you. Yeah, it's okay to have moments of vulnerability. They're an integral part of our growth. So keep healing, keep thriving, take care of yourself. If you enjoyed our chat today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, never miss out on an episode. New episodes every single Monday, every Monday morning. And if you're feeling extra cute, a little review helps a lot. Sharing your favorite episode with a friend, a coworker, a family member. And if you'd like to say hello, you can always follow me on Instagram at Kiara Barnes Official. And then you can find all my other social media content on there as well. I've got TikTok. I've got Twitter, which is now X, I think. I've got Threads, which is basically Twitter. Yeah, I'm on the socials, folks. I'm on the socials. Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Okay, love you. Bye.